Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this session, we are going to solve some questions from previous exams on arrays basics. And we will start with this question. It says, write a main method that will read 5 integer values into an array named list. And then you have to use the array to output positive values, followed by the negative values, and ignore zeros. And we have here a sample input and output. Enter 5 numbers, and if the user says the numbers are 10, minus 3, 0, minus 4, and 9, then the output we have to say 10, 9, minus 3, and minus 4. So I have to output 10 and then 9 because these are the positive numbers. And then again I have to go back and output the negative numbers, which are minus 3, minus 4, and I should not do the output of the 0. Now, because we need to do reading, always we have to start with a scanner. So let's call it read, new scanner equals system.n. We are dealing with an array, so I will have to say integer bracket list equal a new integer 5. So I'm declaring an array of size 5 of type integer. I will ask the user to enter 5 numbers, and I will read 5 numbers and save them in the array. So as usual, I have I from 0 till the end of the array. Go to the keyboard, get me the integer value, and save it in location of I. So let's assume we have the following case. We have this is our array where we have the numbers as 10, minus 5, 0, minus 3, and 25, assuming this is the user input. Now my concern is I have to go for each element and I have to find if it is a positive number, then I have to do the output. That's why I have the following code. It says go from the beginning, so go from I equals 0 till the end, so I should be less than list.length and I plus plus. If list of I, if the element in the array is greater than 0, which means if it is positive, then you have to go and output list of I. So let's execute this statement, these statements according to this array. So we will assume the following. I will go from I equals 0, so I is now at this location. This is I. If list of I is greater than 0, it means go and check the element at location I, which is currently 10. Is it greater than 0? Yes. So what is the statement saying? Go and do the output of the element. So the first output we will have is 10. Now go back to your loop and you will have to say I plus plus. So I will be moving to the second one. And you have to say if list of I is greater than 0, list of I is minus 5, sorry. So it's not greater than 0, which means I will not do the output, but I have to go to the second iteration of the loop. So I will be moving now to location 2. Again, you have to go with your if condition. Is it greater than 0? List of I currently 0, 0 greater than 0 false, and this is will not have any output. Go and change I, so I will be 3. Minus 3, is it greater than 0? Again, it's not. I will change I, and it will be 4. 25, is it greater than 0? Yes. Because it's greater than 0, I have to do the output of the element, and the element will be on screen as 25. So what we did, starting from the beginning till the end of the array, we were looking only for positive number. That's why we were saying go and check if the element you are looking for is greater than 0. If list of I is greater than 0, then do the output of the list of I. That's why we did the output of 10 and then minus 5, 0, and minus 3. We didn't do the output for these numbers, and then we did the output of 25. Now the second part of the program says once you are done with the positive number, go and do the output of the negative number. That's why I need another for loop to do the output of the negative number only, and that's why we have this statement, which says again go from the beginning till the end of the array. If you find an element which is negative, less than 0, then you have to do the output of the element. So what I'll have to do, I will assume that I will have to start my array from the beginning, and we will do the same thing we did last time, but only this time we're going for negative. Start from the beginning, so I equals 0. The element you are looking at, is it less than 0? So the element 10, is it less than 0? It's not, so I will not do the output. I will be moving to the second location. Minus 5 this time, is it less than 0? Yes. So I will do the output and I will have minus 5. 0, now I is moving, so the element we are looking at is 0. Is it less than 0? It's not, so I will not do the output. Go and increment I will be having minus location 3, and the value inside location 3 is minus 3. Is it less than 0? Yes, so you have to do the output, and we have the output as minus 3. Go and change I plus plus. I is 4, and the element at location 4 is a 25. Is it less than 0? It's not, so I will not do the output. So what we did, again, we went from the beginning till the end of the array. If the element is negative, we do the output of the element. So we said 10 is not negative, so I will ignore. Minus 5 is negative, so I will do the output. I will ignore 0, and then I will go and do the output of minus 3, and we will ignore 25. And then when we finish, we are having the output of the positive number and then the output of the negative number. It's a must that you should have a for loop only to go and search for the positive numbers, and then another for loop to go and search for the negative numbers. We have the following example, which is invalid, incorrect solution, which could be considered as one of the common mistakes. Can we do it as follow? Can I say, let's do the same thing as usual? We have our array. We did the declaration of the array. We did the reading of the element as usual. And then I will have my for loop from the beginning till the end. If the element is greater than 0, I will do the output. And instead of having another for loop, let's say just else if the element is less than 0, I will do the output, which means it's more like I'm combining the two conditions into one for loop, and instead of having two separated for loop. If you do it in this way, the execution of this statement will be as follows. You are saying, starting from this location 0, then let's go and check the number 10. So I'm going to the first f. Is it greater than 0? 10 is greater than 0, so let's do the output, and the first output we will have is 10. Now I will go with the second iteration of my loop, so I'm going at location 1, and I will say go and check the element inside location 1, which is minus 5. So I will execute this if statement. Minus 5, is it greater than 0? It's not, which means you have to go to the else now. In the else, I'm saying minus 5, is it less than 0? Which is true. If it is less than 0, you have to do the output. So I'm saying go and do the output. Now I think you have noticed the mistake. So what is happening? I'm saying if this is positive, do the output. If it is negative, do the output, which means I will do the output of all the numbers except 0. So the output will be 10 minus 5. 0 will not be there. And then I will do the output of minus 3. And then we will do the output of 25. If the question was saying you have to output all the numbers but not 0, will be a solution. But our question was saying go through your elements and then you have to output only the positive. When you finish, you have to output the negative. That's why I should have two separated for loop. As an exercise, we have another question that says, write a Java program that will read 5 integer values into an array named list. And then you have to use the array to output the average. And then you have to output the list of odd numbers below the average. There is an example that says enter 5 numbers. So if we assume the input was 11, 3, 13, 5, and 12, the average is 8.8 according to these 5 numbers. And then I have to output the list of odd numbers below the average. So if the average is 8.8, I have to go and find which of these numbers 11, 3, 13, 5, and 12 is below the average and also an odd number. So that's why we have the numbers 5 and 3. That's why they are below and odd numbers. Usually you will be having the headers of the program and then you will start writing your program. So the technique here is create an array, read the elements, save them in your array, and then you have to find the summation of all the elements and then divide by 5 to find the average. After that, you have to go for each element in your array, which means do another for loop. And then you should have an if condition saying if the list at location I is below the average and also it's an odd number, then I have to do system.out.println the element at location I. I need you to stop the video for quite a while. Try to do the solution by yourself and then you should find the answer at the second slide. I hope this is fine with the examples today. If you have any questions, please just write to me and I'll be happy to answer you. Thank you very much. So this is the solution we have. So please go over it and just let me know if you have any questions.